Okay, next we'll go to our public comment. We have two that have signed up. We'll start off with Heidi Matthews from the UEA. So, glad to see you, Heidi. We'll go 3 minutes on our comments.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to get my...
And then we'll have Samuel Hansen, you're on deck. Okay.
So yesterday, my name's Heidi Matthews. I'm the president of the Utah Education Association, almost 3-decade teacher serving in this role. Yesterday, I was listening to the radio, Doug Wright. He was channeling his inner Brene Brown and quoting Theodore Roosevelt. But it's not the critic who counts, but the credit is to the man or the woman in the arena whose faces are marred by blood and sweat and who have not just stood on the sidelines, but have risen to the challenges by daring greatly. So credit today to USBE for being in the arena. Especially for supporting Equity Director Holly Bell as she uses evidence-based training in the Welcoming Schools curriculum to combat bullying and increasing safety so that all students can feel safe to learn. Credit to Superintendent Dixon. Where is she? So heartened by her commitment to being in the arena for our schools and with our students. At a recent Utah Public Ed Coalition meeting, we discussed the essentials of a tax restructure to ensure long-term revenue stream for first assuring enrollment growth. I'm giving a shout out to you right now. Ensuring enrollment growth, ensuring that we have funds to address inflation, and most of all, resources to fund plans like the Governor's Roadmap and your USBE strategic plan. Superintendent Dixon said that we need a fundamental change in how we fund education, and instead of planning around the funding, we need to fund our plans. We know resources matter. We need educator compensation that pressures and supports the highest standards and makes it absolutely impossible to be hired in our schools unless those standards are met. There is a concerning level of temporary authorizations approved this month in the consent agenda, particularly over 1,000 who are underqualified and not enrolled in a program. We need a tax solution that grows investment. There is so much at stake in the tax restructure process that is proposing slashing hundreds of millions in the education fund with no vision for schools that we want in our state, and more importantly, no public plan for assuring secure and growing education funding. As education leaders, we are in the arena, and we cannot afford to be the critics on the sideline. We must be united in assuring that our students, our schools, our educators, our communities have what they need to thrive. So join us in the arena. We hope to see you at 4 o'clock tonight at the Capitol building and invite you to wear red for Ed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll invite Samuel Hansen from the Salt Lake City School Board.
Hello, my name is Samuel Hansen, and I'm a board member here in the Salt Lake City School District. I'm here to ask the Utah State Board to lead the conversation on accountability standards at the next legislative session. In our own district board meeting this week, we spent time honing in on our school legislative priorities. The list we came up with notably included the state's school grading policies. That said, to be clear, the thoughts I expressed today are my own. I respect your decision to salvage the RISE data from this past year. I think all of us are grappling with the loss of public confidence caused by the difficulties our schools had with the test. Parents who were skeptical of testing are now even more so. Teachers, particularly in schools in our district that are facing declining enrollment, often feel that their performance is under a microscope. It is imperative that data be used to drive instruction and best practice, but it should never be wielded punitively. Teachers and administrators in Salt Lake are already asked to address factors that affect enrollment which are well beyond their control. A dearth of affordable housing and declining urban birth rates leave us educating vulnerable populations in an under-resourced environment. While we must hold our teachers accountable, school grades shouldn't be deployed in ways that make already difficult jobs and municipal problems seem insurmountable. Luckily, our district had a low opt-out rate this year. Many of the schools I represent were testing well above 90% of their student bodies. Riley, whose art we've looked at today, had great progress in ELL and growth in science and the lower quartile. But I worry that if school grading continues, many of my constituents will reconsider and end up opting out of testing. Please help us incentivize the best data collection, but also family retention in Salt Lake City by urging legislators to eliminate the single letter grade from the dashboard. You will be helping us in our efforts to retain good teachers, to integrate our classrooms, and offer every student greater excellence and equity. Thank you.
Thank you. This concludes our public participation portion of our agenda.